So we have 30 minutes. You know how to do this.
Yeah. You tell her when you touch her earrings, it's time up. Because you know how to deduct, right?
But they're so beautiful.
The earrings are like labia.
All right.
They're like what?
Labia.
Tania is
But Tania, you'd have already tarnished your milk.
Alright,
We're ready?
Why am I seated next to Tania?
one would wonder why I've put this today when people are supposed to zoom in it. Hello and welcome to the second episode of Pretty Tough Conversation.
Hello.
This is why, honestly, we need to find a professional way of doing this.
Yes.
First of all,
Okay, let's try again.
No.
let
Listen to
them
the
know
rules.
that you're that unserious.
Yeah.
We agreed that I'm the one hosting. I start. Hello, welcome to Pretty Tough Conversations. Then I introduce her. What is she doing in my intro?
I'm giving you a backdrop
Don't
voice.
do it. Let's do this again. Hello, welcome to Pretty Tough Conversations, and my name is Kansime, and I'm the host of the second episode. And with me, I still don't have Fabiola with me every time. Give me a
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
So we are six. And then Fabiola Chaimpa, Mrs. Mubiru is supposed to be with us. And again, she took a trip. If I tell you Fabiola's problems, she has problems like where to go, how to eat her life, how to celebrate her life. So on this particular episode, she's somewhere globetrotting. And once again, we have to keep the conversations going. And well, I'm excited today to have Noniita with me on my left. Noniita, far end, plant mama.
Hey.
What was
That is
that?
rosemary
Is that punishment?
mustard.
No, I was just clapping.
Yeah, and then here we have Deedan. Since we are welcoming each other
Properly.
we have Deedan, Madam Hype Girl, and on my right, it's the ladies of the event. I have Emily,
You're not welcoming them?
our group vampire.
The-
First wait, no, my friend, you can't set up.
Ah, by the way, that side.
You can't
Leave
slap
that
ladies.
side.
So
Wait,
yeah,
hold on,
these
So
are-
wait, we are men.
Who done? Yeah, and here we have Tania and Emily. Tania is our chairman, the Krasmunta, and the one who usually puts us in order when it's time to invest and keep our money, which is really the ultimate reason as to why Pretty Tough even exists in the first place. We are an investment club, and we thought it fit to share some of our conversations we have in private, and we wish that some of our sisters were listening. And today, before I actually go verify, I don't even know what topic we have today, but something happened, and I want to share this incident and just see what you think. So there's a time, remember those days when Nakumat was like the parking lot was like a hangout place?
Which
Yeah.
Nakumat?
Nakumat, the one of that one.
Hey, yeah.
There's a time we used to hang out in the parking lot. So I remember those moments. I was coming out of a supermarket. I'd finished shopping, quite a few things. I don't be holding my things. People be pushing them. So I was walking into my car, feeling famous. So I reached, we opened, put things in the boot. And now I'm getting into my car. And I noticed I'd moved out with a mother who had two of her kids with her. So I finished putting things in the boot and then come into, and then, you're organizing your camera and you're like, okay, I'm about to set off. And then I saw them leave the supermarket. We left together. And then this lady comes and knocks on my window. I'm like, stop it. But I like it. I'm like, how may I help you?
Yes.
And she's like, hi, I love you so much. Majuri, I love you so much. They can't believe when you are on TV. And I wanted you to come and say hello. Wait. These children, one was like probably 9, and the other one was like 11, and these were just short breeds, but they looked like children. They were children.
Yes.
With balloons. What are you doing? Being happy with ice, guys. You're
So
going to
the
forget
jewelry.
my auntie
The
now.
jewelry.
This jewelry, guys.
That nose thing is gonna poke your eye.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes, I paid insurance. So so I look at these kids. I'm like, they are so young. These kids should be coming to greet me.
Yeah.
But this mother organized herself, put her children, buckled them up, said, "Buckle up. Let me bring her." Came to me, pam, in my car, which was probably bigger than hers. and then tells me, come say hi to my kids. I love my ninjas. And now I love babies.
So
and
we don't
by
get
then,
it
I hadn't
twisted.
even given birth.
Yes.
I was praying to God to give me a child. Ati warabo chirabanga audacity. They see it as disrespect. Because trust me, actually I told this woman, is that what you're teaching your children? You know, and now when you come to me and you mess with me, I also mess with you like Kansim. I'm like, is that what you teach your children?
Yes.
So that you come chorus, we come say hello to them. What does that teach them? So before we even talk about what has brought us today, you people, I have had it up to here. I know I have children. I know
Yes,
I struggle
you do.
with a child.
Yeah.
But your child is your child. You have your way how you are dealing with them. Now, when you expose your child to me, before I know it, I am slapping your child because that's how I deal with my.
You mentioned slapping. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you, but there's a time I was at Capital Shoppers in Tinder, Mr. Tasty, and you know, there is that upper restaurant.
Yeah.
So I was seated down in the car and I'd ordered for pizza and I was trying to eat pizza. Then I started feeling some like drops of water falling. I kept thinking like
On your forehead?
yeah. Then I kept thinking
Yeah,
it's
but
not
where are
raining.
you?
I'm seated in the car. It's parked. The windows are down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat pizza.
It's not a roof, open roof.
No, not at all. Not
So
at
the
all.
water.
So I kept thinking, wait, it can't be raining. So I peep out, and of course it's not raining. Only to realize there was a kid standing at the upper balcony spitting.
Oh, wow.
Trust me, guys, as I got the Muchiga in me, calm down.
Let's pause. She's a Muchiga
Oh my
from
God.
Kabale. You see her looking beautiful like this and you're deceived. You think she's maybe from Abu Dhabi. No. Muchiga.
Yeah, I felt so offended. And this guy, we all looked at each other. I was like, really? I was eating pizza and you're spitting on me?
You look
Wait,
like
it's
that
a
kid.
guy or the
The
kid?
kid.
Yes.
So the boy, he was like, must have been like 6 years. I moved out of the car.
And the woman, no.
And you threw a stone.
Looked properly, moved up the staircases.
Slowly breathing.
There was a mom, I think, with a friend. They
Yeah.
were having lunch. I slapped the boy and said, tell her what you did. So now the women are like in shock of this woman. I'm like, tell them what you did. And the boy couldn't
No, you
talk.
didn't slap
Then I
him.
was like, I did.
No.
I did because I was
trust
so offended.
But if it's
And
me,
then
I
the
jump at
friends-
your
And
name.
the friends were like, the boy didn't cry. The
Yeah.
boy didn't
How
cry.
old
And
was
I'm like, you
this
see,
kid?
he can't cry because he knows what he did. So next time, don't spit at people when they're eating food. And I walked away.
How old was
He was like 7, 6. I'm a mother. Like, you can see he's a sensible thinking boy, but who is poorly raised, who has chosen to just come and spit. Like, it's mulching.
So let me
on
ask, did you slap him with that whole thing in the head of African child is raised by a village, or what pushed you to slap him?
African child is raised by a village. Some people, if you fail to raise your kids right, someone else will help you.
You know, this is something I was actually arguing about. Because all of us grew up in a village setting. And when I mean village setting,
It's so quick. Me, you've left me behind.
hey,
I'm imagining myself. I'm with Tania. We are gossiping. Leo, who is Tania's son, is seated opposite us. So we are so much in 2KB. We don't see Leo
don't see.
spitting.
yes.
And a woman who looks like Tani comes, interrupts whatever KB I'm having with Emily
Yes.
and slaps my child.
Yeah.
Do you know where I would be?
I don't.
I'm telling you, I don't care what my son did.
You'd be
I
up on
know.
the balcony if you were
Yes,
outside.
that's true.
Yeah.
I can't believe those.
You'd be up on the balcony lying on my car, which I've left parked down.
That's true. That's true. Guys, I would be dead. Because I will move with the but that reaction.
But also spitting on me, then I'm like, oh, thank you, bye.
No, you.
No, it's not
see,
thank
a
you,
slap.
but it's someone's kid. Let me tell you something. We all grow up differently. We have different parents. We have different methods of parenting. Now, trust you me, there are mothers who have taken so long to have their kids. Me, I'm not a mother. I don't have any kids. Though all your kids are my
I was just
kids.
about to say
But
that,
yeah.
You know we are.
No.
We are
Their kids
We
are
are
our
two
kids.
here.
No. Their kids are our kids.
I will beat Leo. I will beat. Let me tell you, I grew up in an era where everybody is your parents, the
you.
neighbor.
And they beat you.
I can come to your
Oh
house
my
and I eat, and my parents are okay. We were brought up by a community. So let me tell you, if Auntie Gundi out of nowhere leaves her car to come upstairs and slap my kids, I'm not a parent.
Tania, I will disorganize you and call it self-defense.
Thank you so much for speaking your mind, but you wouldn't do that.
I would.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because the kid himself, that's why the woman didn't do it.
But you see,
And she was with the
you
friend,
see,
maybe they
you
would
can't
have-
you can't think for me. You were brought up differently. I was brought up. I have different beliefs.
you
Maybe I
can't-
don't believe in hitting
You
my
can't
kid,
spit on me and I'm
and she
a son.
believes on
No,
hitting her kid.
I think, like you said, you gave us the answer when you said all our children are your children.
Yes.
You haven't been in a situation where you are a child who you raised, who you know you've taught better, embarrasses the intestines out of you. Omwana gwomanyi nti, when someone gives you something, I've taught you, you say please. When we're at home, you say please. Even when I give you something, you say thank you. Even when I fall, I say sorry, manya what. You know how a child can embarrass you. No gamba, whose is this?
Yeah.
Are these two fools actually celebrating? What rubbish is
No, we just
We just realized we're the only two
we're
without
only
kids.
two without kids, so you three. So we're like,
You have issues of your own.
So you beating my child, I believe it's because that child was guilty. Ndoza mama we yamutunulira. The mother must have looked and said, okay, shame.
And
I
all
shouldn't have allowed
parents
this
know
to happen.
when a kid does something and they're guilty,
Yeah.
they won't cry.
True.
But when they're innocent,
True.
he would roll himself down.
But don't you think it all boils down to how we were raised?
Yeah.
guys, me when
It
I
all
was
boils
raised,
down
Something
to how
Deedan
we were
must say.
raised.
for me, my thing is this: I was brought up in a neighborhood where every single parent, as long as my parents knew your parents and they trusted you guys,
Yeah.
if I leave my house and I say I'm going to Auntie Kansime's house to play with Anne, they know Kansime's mom will feed us and my parents are not worried.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going to Auntie Noniita's mom's house or Auntie Noniita's, they know I'm going to meet up with Noniita. They trust Noniita's parents, and forward, right? So my thing is this: I think what we are lacking in today's world, the way somebody else, the way she's reacting, how you can slap somebody's child, and the woman does nothing, and then other people are like, yeah, it's a good thing you slapped. I personally feel it's because we are lacking that community kind of parenting. I grew up in an era where my grandparents were in Kampala. I was in Nairobi. But let me tell you, there was nothing we did not know about my grandmother. We talked every single week. I knew my neighbors. If you do not know how to make ugali, which is posho, I knew every single neighbor. My parents knew every single neighbor. If I messed up,
They would
this
Yeah,
neighbor will
right.
beat
They
me
had a right.
plus her children for encouraging me to mess up, because then I'm in her house,
Yeah.
and then come and report me to my parents,
And your
who will
parents
also,
will also
continue
beat you,
to
to
beat
beat you.
us. Not me only, also their neighbors' children for also allowing me. It was a communal beating. That means what essentially happened is, if our parents appreciated how you live your life, or how you bring up your children, or your lifestyle, your culture, and your responsibility or sense of responsibility, they allow you to play with certain family members or certain children. In the process, I get to learn different cultures. From Kikuyu to Kamba to Luo, you get to mix and your mind gets opened up as a child. Also, you as a parent in the process, you also feel that moment of saying, you know what? At least Deedan, that noise maker, is out of the house for the next 30 minutes. This is my moment. My boss has stressed me. Let me breathe. And it eases also on the stress as a parent. At least that's what I know from how my mom is telling us stories right
I
now.
actually didn't think this would make you people talk this much. I thought it was a scenario that would make you guys be like, kids of today. But now, I find myself thinking...
You did the right thing by asking that question.
No, I find myself thinking, what's this thing of someone deciding in their compound, in their sitting room, where I am not, they're watching me on TV, and them and their children decide that I am their role model. You have parents who hate you with their gut because you're teaching, that's what they say, you're teaching their children to be indisciplined. What do you mean? Am I conducting classes? Do I say every Tuesday we meet this time at this? Is it my role as a public figure to move to the tempo that the society wants me to because I'm a public figure? Or is it the role of the parent to be very sure what they expose their children to? Because bananga bechitibwa nera, please subscribe to our channel. But now you mean we are not going to talk about the pimples in our private situation because a child might land on your channel? Nga, this is an adult discussion.
Honestly,
so if your child lands on this adult discussion, how then? How we are going to end up having haphazard conversations here, where you can't speak honestly because what if this lands in the wrong ears? Wrong ears, get out of here. Parents, make sure wrong ears are not listening to these conversations. These are adult conversations, and the pressure of being a star as it is, when someone says you're a star, that pressure of calling you a star is enough. Please, I'm not going to live my life as Kansime because I don't do the things that give me peace. Do you know the things that give me peace? If I start talking about them, will this show continue?
But also, Anne, we need to acknowledge that that idea of idols is, I don't know how to phrase it in fear of misphrasing it, but it's an idea that is misplaced. You know, you grow up and you go to school and they ask you who is your idol. And then when you choose an idol, you forget that idol you're choosing
is a human being.
Human. You know?
Also have a life, yeah.
So if that idol is wearing a short skirt and somehow the pictures leak and then the mother is like, you're spoiling my kid. No, I'm not spoiling your kid. I did not tell your kid that I have to be your idol. I have to live my life as well. I want to wear short skirts and everything. So that idea of having an idol is actually something that needs to be looked up to. Because most idols are actually struggling with depression and anxiety, which is part of being a human being.
I think the idea of being an idol is not to have your child emulate every single thing about that person. I think that first of all, that word idol, I don't like it. I'd rather use I admire Tania, I admire Emily, I admire Anne.
Yes, but
and
you
what
admire
do you
Emily from
let
him.
me finish. So the question should be, what exactly do you admire
About
about this person?
Yeah.
So sieve out, and this is not even just for children, it's even for grown-ups, because even me, I have people I admire. I admire you, I admire your work ethics sometimes. So as I was saying,
Sometimes, not all times.
not all the time. Calm down.
No
but what I'm
offense.
trying to say is this. Wait, baby,
Get to it.
So what I'm trying to say is this. Even as adults, however much we're talking about kids, I think we, as aunties, also should be able to tell because we're not parents, so we can't really argue about this thing.
Auntie
Should
Crow.
be able to tell our nephews and nieces, or ask, what exactly do you admire about Noniita, about
Wait,
Deedan?
and why are you laughing?
Or what
Anne,
character?
Deedan is talking. No,
You know?
wait, objection.
I'm a good aunt.
1 minute.
The aunties.
Deedan doesn't know it. Remember those aunties when we were growing up, the ones who used to say have fallen on cooking stones?
Oh, the aunties will never
Deedan is about at home. La life eater. The one who fell on cooking stones.
Let me ask, do you
So when she
kids
just
like
said,
me?
ask the aunties, I was like, look at this idol that she thinks that what?
And they like Deedan, right? No, we're just trying to, Polly. Do your kids like Deedan? If you're in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Do your kids like Noniita?
The
If
child-
you're in favor, say aye.
Inga Habambi, what is going on here? What
Just
are we
making
doing?
sure. Auntie's crew needs a bit of reassurance, you know?
Yes,
Anyway.
the whole idol thing.
In essence, what I'm just trying to say is, I think as parents, as aunties, ask your children exactly what they admire in that person. You don't have, and they have
So
to
that
be
you
taught from the
regulate
beginning.
it.
You don't have to love everything. There's this thing as a parent, you like Anne, but she dresses like this, that part I don't like. But she also has, she has a nail in her nose.
But that name makes
Manya,
sense.
she's cutting her hair. Next thing, Manya, she's doing what? But what is that one thing about Anne? Does she make you laugh? If that is it, then continue with that. If you don't like the way Anne dresses, sieve that out. Get what you need to get from that person as a person you admire. I'm sorry, I'm not going to use
But
the word
I
idol.
think, I choose to look at it in this way, that if parents, if they figure out that their kid looks at this person as an idol, and they start exposing those kids to like social media, when the kids are not grown enough to make the right decisions or the right judgment like you've made, then that's a fault to a parent, because this other person they are worshipping or they are looking at or admiring as an idol is not thinking about that. They are living their life, you know, they are living their life. But when you expose kids to social media when they're still young, like when their brains are not yet mature enough to make a decision between what I should pick or like about this person and what I shouldn't, then that's a fault to the parents.
Okay.
I know I'm conducting this conversation, but I feel like putting up my hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you.
Should we say then, since we are in a bid to teach our kids the best way possible, should it be if you can access that person? Do you think it's important for a child to spend a day with their idol? Is it something, listen, if you can afford it, because now we are talking to someone who's raised a child and this child loves Shiba so much. And this child is 6, 7, you know? And this child is loving things about Shiba that she has no business loving. Should we say that then parents can pick a day for their children, those who can afford it, because no ngamba spending orunaku with your child, I don't know how much money you'd pay me, but you spend a day with that idol so that your eyes, the veil goes off, so that this star, you notice that they look like they have time for you on social media, but if it comes down to having conversations, they have things they're dealing with, and then this child can be like, yo, I'm wearing this short skirt because I have no explanation to do. You have explanation to do till you're 18. You have, like, could that be a possible? I'm saying it because some parents use it as if it's a right. Me, I have people who call me and say, hello, how are you? What are you doing this Saturday? I would like you to spend time with my children. Yet they don't have a budget attached to it.
To answer to your question, Anne, I don't think that is something that should even be considered. You see, with age comes knowledge. When you're that young, you don't have enough knowledge to comprehend or to remove the veil off your eyes to realize he's a celebrity. Trust you me, the first thing that is going to happen is that you're going to brag to your friends. You spent your day with Kansime. You know, whatever, if she had a tattoo like I do, you're going to want to have, you're going to be so obliged to have spent the day with her because whatever is in your head, you're not yet up there to consider. But you see, someone of my age, you tell me to go spend your time with Tania, my friend. When I'm going home, I'll be like, oh my goodness, she's a human being. She even has acne. Oh my goodness. She's like this. She has insecurities. But when no, she doesn't have acne.
Oh my God, for you, we don't trust you.
What
the
do you
things that
mean?
just be throwing around
Like
you.
I was saying, that is not an option that should be considered whatsoever.
I will really retaliate on that.
I don't know. I can't even speak on that because...
I will retaliate on that because I think the myth is wrong if the adult in this case doesn't know the purpose. But I'm telling you...
it's about the kid, not the adult.
Yes. Which is why I'm saying this child is meeting an adult.
Yes.
And if me, Anne, I know I'm meeting a child who is so crazy about who I am, my obligation as a star, in this case, it's career guidance. Yeah. My obligation is to speak to this child in a sense that you are a child and I am a star. And you don't need to be like, look here, star, 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 child, 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 repeat after me, child, star. No. It's showing them that the things that they perceive of you on screen is not who you are.
It's not who you really are.
Spending a normal, ordinary day with someone you idolize so much so that you bridge the gap of misunderstanding.
And you misunderstood me. It won't fix anything.
This is a show of misunderstanding.
Like I'm telling you, with age comes knowledge. See, do you see how you are right now? You're not indecent, is she? You're not indecent. You look amazing. But you see now me, imagine I'm a 6-year-old girl, right? And I'm coming to meet you. Already before I leave the house, I'm going to try so much to look as good enough almost to you to impress you.
Where are your parents at this time?
No, listen. Give me a minute. And then I come and meet you and you have an anklet on. I've been a 6-year-old girl. That's why I'm talking about this. You have an anklet, right? Look at the nail up your nose, right? And you're going to be sweet the whole day. You're going to try to explain to me the world, but trust me, my 6-year-old self is not thinking about that.
I make them myself, by the way.
What did you call them?
They look like
Intestines.
They look like what?
Labia.
People that's maybe that correct.
How the
But
hell
how?
do earrings look
If
like?
this reminds you of labia.
We are talking about
what
kids
labias do you
now.
know?
These kids, someone.
This is the
Now
only
I can't look at these earrings.
Anne, did you do a piece about a hyena's labias? Oh, sorry. Back. What? Sorry.
Anyway,
Instagram.
what is the moral of this story?
The moral of this story is, I
Tania.
believe heavily, Noniita, I've been misunderstood because when I talked about parents seeking meetings with celebrities, this celebrity knows what's happening.
Yeah.
If can't see me, I'm told I'm spending my day with a 6-year-old. I won't be coming in beads, chains, and I'm also looking to motivate. I think you're failing to
Yeah.
see it
No,
like
I'm
that.
not failing.
Definitely
It's
wear
basically-
You have
Crocs,
to go with
t-shirts, what?
Emily.
Yeah, I think
You see what Tania said. You'd have to go with Emily. You know why she said that?
because
Why?
Emily will come cross-legged. Eh?
No,
because she's judging.
Like we're saying,
She's
no.
judging.
No,
Yeah.
no one is judging you. Let me tell you something. There is nothing like judgment. You guys need to know something called opinion, and everyone is bloody entitled to their opinion.
Why is the bloody next to that word?
Okay, everyone is potato obliged to their opinion. So she's not judging you. That's what she thinks,
What I'm
and that's her
saying, maybe
opinion.
you'd go with Emily because then Emily would give.
No,
But
no,
Emily is
you're
not
failing.
Emily.
You're
Why am I
failing
going with
to
Emily?
know.
Is she
that
the star?
intent.
Is it the-
You're failing to know.
Listen, let's not get it twisted now.
Tania answers the question. You see, the mindset goes back to the mind.
Yes.
Goes
and
back
I'm
to the
saying,
mind.
when you see Anne on stage and there's something you do not approve, chances. Okay, actually,
Like
what
you
I am telling
twerked, like
you.
you twerked in Serena last time.
But what is
What happened with Serena?
No, like my
You're
auntie's kid.
taking me off even the topic.
My auntie's kid is Anne is her idol, and I went home and I told her, Anne is amazing. Anne is what? But you guys want Anne is an amazing twerker. But guess what? My niece was twerking too.
What's going on?
and where
How
were
did we end up
where
here?
were the parents
D,
to your niece?
D, Nyamba.
Let me know.
If
of course,
someone
yes.
called you and gave you a 6-year-old who loves you to
Yes.
spend a day with you, tell me how the day would go.
First of all,
They would
meet
starve.
her, sit down. Huh?
KFC.
Starve. She doesn't cook.
They would starve, eh?
I actually do cook, by the way.
I'm joking.
No, give.
No, you're not joking.
This is a pretty tough conversation. Madam, you need to learn how to use.
Let me tell you guys, I know how to cook. These guys are just like,
I
Cooking
second her.
black
She knows
tea is not cooking.
Does it pay your bill? Has it
Hey!
changed the cost of your
Why are you
rent?
violent?
Order.
Why are you violent?
Restaurants are
Question,
your
no, question is,
Why are you
Tania,
being
do you know how to
violent?
cook? Tania, do you know how to cook?
Of course I know how.
Have you
Oyo.
have
You
you
don't look
eaten
like those
Deedan's
are
food?
bad food.
That's all.
The problem is boiling water up to 100 degrees Celsius doesn't make it delicious. Wood. So because you can cook food and get ready, does not mean you cook very well.
Guys, I'm sorry.
But anyway, a
Can
child most probably comes up to me. We're going to be talking about school.
Yeah.
We're most probably going to be talking about her, his
wants
or
to be.
her. Yes. What is your
Aspiration.
plan? Like when you grow up, what do you see? What do you love about me? So I need to know what is it that makes you attracted to me. Then I see if I can actually figure out where this kid's passions are lying, and that is what we concentrate on, and that is always happening with the parent there. Because I know my struggles I've had to get to where I am. So that has to happen with the parent. So when you're saying, what you were saying that no, a child should not meet the star, I really don't actually think so. They really need to meet the real person on
And
the
calm
ground.
down and
Because
see.
so many of these kids today actually think
They're
that
all that.
these people are all that, their life is good. They don't know. They don't know. So it's really good to come.
Also
and
just
it's actually, I feel nice when a child comes because you feel so vulnerable with a child. This child will not judge you, literally.
You can be
So
yourself.
you can just
spend
be
an
yourself.
easy day.
I'd rather meet a child than meet a gundi.
Don't point.
No, I didn't point.
something-
I just said, see, that's Nani, Ivan over
Move your
there.
hand. Don't point.
I'm pointing.
You're
Ivan
using both
behind
your
you.
fingers.
No.
Ivan behind you.
Okay, so I wanted to hear from Emily. She's been playing the silent treatment.
Yes.
Yeah, you know something, I love it when you guys argue and what have you.
Hey, we waste your time.
No, you're not wasting my time, but it gets me to think outside the box.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, Noniita, by the time this parent has reached out to Anne, probably the kid wants to become a comedian, wants to be a movie star when they grow up. So I think it would be appropriate for them to meet her.
Yes.
And definitely she wouldn't come dressed in the labia earrings, as she called them.
Did you just call my earrings labia earrings? Okay, no, guys. Anyway, excuse me, by the way, because now you've started joking about
I
it.
love you, Emily.
I make these earrings myself because I like being everywhere. I'm a short black
You're a
woman.
creative person.
I want to be seen from a distance. Otherwise, guys are going to start knocking me.
Yes.
Guys, I need to be seen. And I feel good when I'm seen. And I make this stuff. And if you want, just DM me. I will make you some labia earrings. You're so fake.
So, Emily,
Yeah. So by the time they meet, she would know exactly what conversations to have, which exact place to take the kid, and of course, as she said, the kid will come with a parent, not alone.
not alone.
So I think it's definitely
It's
safe
going to
for
be
these kids to
yeah.
meet their idols. They get to see the other side of life.
Well,
They get to hear the truth about how hard it is to get to where Anne is right now. And they get to, and they get inspired. So
Can I also say it's safe for me to stand by my opinion? Like
Yes.
I had said earlier on,
Yes.
that
Everyone
young
is
brain
entitled.
is not that developed to comprehend trouble and accounts and your problems and your whatever.
Thank
as
you
my
so
opinion.
Much. Thank you so
That's
much,
very
Noni.
good.
Thank you so much, Noni. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Tania. Thank you, Dee. And this is what it's really all about. What your opinion is, we want you to bring your nose in this conversation. They say an opinion is a nose. Everyone has one. Now, in these pretty tough conversations, we bring our noses together so that we smell the truth of the matter. Thank you so much for being with us. Today, I actually didn't know what topic we were going to say, but a scenario I remembered gave us a trend of thought. And you will not know what will happen in the next episode. That's why you can't miss it. Subscribe, let's jazz. Give us your comments in the comment section. And can we please just love each other? And see you next time.
Auntie's hug.
Only the aunties.
The auntie's hug.
You wait, we get ours. Right on time, mommy. That was well done.